Hey everybody, Mike Wood here with Wild Utah Edibles again. I just wanted to do a quick little identification tour around a industrial location in Orem because there's a lot to see here. You'd be surprised. There are valuable plants everywhere. Now, this is a great opportunity to show some identification, but a little bit of caution should be given when you're in areas like this. Oftentimes they are sprayed with poison, which I know this has been, unfortunately. And so you probably, if you eat organic, then you wouldn't want to eat this normally, except in the most dire situations perhaps. But I wouldn't use it to make food or medicine currently. However, it's an opportunity for me to identify some things and show you, and to talk a little bit about a mistake that I made. I'm not shy about owning that. I'm not infallible. I'm not 100% knowledgeable on everything, and it's interesting what I found today. So let's take a look at it. So I thought this was really interesting to look at here. So we're going to come in and look close at several of these, and we see many different plants here. You can see these little white flowers are a different plant from this one with the little blue flowers there, and those blue flowered plants are actually a different plant from some of the others that are in here. Right over here that I can see. And the last time I looked here, I only recognized the one plant, or identified the one and saw the other, and I assumed they were the same. Never assume. So what we have here is this is the henbit or dead nettle, or dead nettle henbit are the common names of that one. The scientific name of that is Lamium amplexicale. I don't speak Latin usually, so I'm not going to spell that one. Well, I might put it on the screen, we'll see. Appears to be in the mint family. It has a square stem. That's kind of cool to know. And then we have this one down here that has more of a round stem and has some little fuzzies on it. So you look close at these two together, and then of course with those flowers we can recognize that it is a different plant. Bird's eye speedwell, or Veronica persica, is the Latin name of that. Beautiful plant for sure. Those little purple flowers are incredible. So both plants are edible and valuable. Right here amongst them, we've got quite a bit here. It's kind of fun to be able to see so much in a small little area. So you see this one right there with the little almost grass-like looking leaves that are coming out, and a little, if we can pull those other leaves away, see the little white fuzz that's growing right there. So that's a fun one, very young. That is salsify, and the only way I know that is because I've watched salsify grow from young on up. The app, I've tried putting it in picture this, and it doesn't like it. It wants to call it something different every time, and that's why I pulled it out, was to see if I could get a identification on it. But I am pretty certain that we're looking at salsify there. The other possibility that I thought could be is cutleaf vipergrass, but that would already start seeing some serrations on these leaves at this stage, and these leaves are straight with a nice V shape. The fuzz down here, along with the nice straight leaves in the V shape there, indicates salsify. All right, what else do we have here? We got a prickly leaf lettuce, very common. This is a good time to eat it if it hadn't been sprayed in this area. The thing about spraying poisons to kill weeds, weed killer, is that goes into the ground, and the half-life of that stuff is forever. So it's going into the ground, and all of these other plants are sucking that up and bringing that into their bodies, and so you don't want that in your body. Horseweed right here is another one. Horseweed's got some great potential to it, so that's one worth looking up and researching a bit. That looks very different as it grows up. In fact, I showed some of the dead horseweed in a video recently, and they are very, very different when they are older. Look at the red on that one because it's been cold recently. The scientific name on that one is Foraging-Can canadensis. Hopefully I said that right. So if you want to research that and look it up. And then right back over here we have cleavers for you, and that one is definitely edible. I do not recommend eating raw. Cook that up a little bit because it is grabbing, you can see it cleaving into itself there. Little tiny Velcro hooks on the backs of the leaves of that one, so that'll catch all the way down. You don't want to eat that raw, but if you put that in a pot with a little bit of garlic and butter, it's really good for you. Gallium aperine is the Latin name for cleavers. All right, so we've got all of that right here. We've got another one right over here that is really good for urinary tract infections, and that's groundsel. Again, completely edible, the whole thing, if it hadn't been growing here in a parking lot near an area that has been sprayed heavily. Senecio vulgaris is the scientific name of that one there. And I don't know what the scientific name of the prickly leaf lettuce is. I can look that up in a moment and tell you here. But we also have sow thistle growing there. And we've got some more of those up in here. Some sow thistle right there. This is at the young tender stage when it would be most palatable, most edible, easiest to eat if you wanted to eat it. And then there's some sow thistle over here mixed in with cleavers. Sonchus oleraceus is the scientific name of that one. And for the prickly leaf lettuce, Latuca cereola is the scientific name of that one. So go ahead and make fun of me all you want in the comments for my pronunciation. Again, I don't speak Latin. A little bit of Spanish, well, quite a bit of Spanish. A little bit of some other Latin languages, but not Latin per se. There's a big outcropping of our cleavers there. Let's see what else we can find here. So again, we have this plant. I don't think I've ever seen this one here, or I haven't noticed that it was here. But here we got spring draba, little white flowers on it there, and this little tiny basil plant growing there. And I don't know how well that focuses, but down amongst the spring draba right there, we have a little teeny tiny henbit dead nettle coming up. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's get up here, give my knees a break, see if there is anything else. Look at all that draba. That's cool. Lots of grasses over there. The vines are not edible. But over here we have some ground cherries from last year. So these, I think that's what that is, those grass looking things. Actually, no, I think this is probably the ground cherry. This is not one, I will admit, this is not one that I'm incredibly familiar with. See all the dead thistle in there? That's a good indication that we've been sprayed over here. So again, I'm not going to be snacking out of this area this year. Now, trees Fortunately, are not so bad. They filter a lot better, so when poisons are sprayed on the ground, the grass around them, the fruit is still edible. So we've got a cherry tree that will be producing here pretty soon, and then next we'll have the apricot tree, and then in the back there an apple tree. And I know that because I've eaten off of them every year. Irises coming up right there. I don't know if those are edible or not. I know tulips are. Well, thanks for joining me here for a brief little wild edibles and medicinals and plant identification tour. That was kind of fun to go through. There are a few other plants around here, but I'm going to stop there. And so subscribe, give me a like, and let me know if there's something else, other areas, or something, specific places that you'd like me to look into. Have a great day.